So today we have a 2007 Hyundai Elantra. It's here because it's bleeding to death, as you can see coming in the shop. Let's have a look at what's leaking here. Brake fluid leak behind the plastic shield. You can see these lines are all compromised. This is the left brake line here. This is the right rear brake line. They're both seeping and they're compromised all the way to the front. Way to go, Hyundai. You coated them up to here and then you gave up. These are the two fuel lines. One's supply and one's return. I'm not sure which is which. Gonna clean those up and see how compromised they are. Not too worried about the return line, but the supply line is under high pressure, 35 psi. But we'll clean these up. Gonna have to replace these lines from either from the master cylinder down. These go up to the master cylinder, or we're gonna have to try and see if we can splice into them right here. You go all the way up to the master cylinder, way up there. So I'm not sure if it's going to be easier just to try to splice them in here because they're good condition here. Well, I also need rear line at the brake hose here. This line is pretty shitty and it's compromised here anyways. So from the brake hose to the wheel cylinder on both sides, you can see that's pretty rusty. I don't want to focus there. I'll pull the wheels off. Subframe is not bad, not fantastic, but it doesn't look too bad. Fuel tank straps are next to go. Something's been chewing on the tar on the bottom of the vehicle. These little teeth marks on here. In here, these are teeth marks. So rodents have been chewing on stuff. Oh well, let's get going. So I elected to join in here where the line was coated. You can see it's pristine underneath the coating. So had they coated the rest of the line, this wouldn't be a problem, except maybe right at the brake hose. So the right-hand line coming down on the right-hand side of the car goes to the right rear, and the left-hand line goes to the left rear. So easy to remember. I put a double flare on this one, and I'm using snap-on flaring tool. Instead of using a ISO flare, I decided to use double flare because I didn't have a couple of unions. So there's the new lines routed in with double unions there. Routed up all the way back here. This one above the tank. And this one routed over here. You can see it up there. So we're gonna put some undercoating on these lines. I brushed them off. They look pretty decent, but I'm gonna undercoat them with some tar and then put that plastic guard back on. Well, there, it's all back together again. Got the shield back on, undercoated all those lines. Changed those two small brake lines. Had to heat the bleeder screws to remove them. Use the magnetic resonance heater. Pressure bled the brake system. Brake pedal feels good. I only bled the rear because that was the only part of the circuit that was open. Now he asked me to check the stabilizer links in the back, and there's nothing wrong with them, but I suspect there's some play in some of these track bars or this piece here, because I noticed the wheels are cambered in. So I'm going to check the suspension parts. So just eyeballing the rear wheels, the right rear tire seems to be cambered in at the top, and the left rear tire seems even worse. Looking at it from the side, and that's the toe links and the adjusters are all completely seized, so it would all need all new parts in there if they want to fix this.